Welcome, beautiful souls, to the power of Ra, and thank you for watching. This is the thing again, and today is another day to be thankful for life, be thankful for you, and be thankful for everything in the life, and be thankful for being protected. Yep. In this video today, I would like to talk about protection, whether the soul really protects you from challenges, from the curses, from trauma, and how long do you want to stay in protection? How long do you want to be protected? Yep. So this video, I'm doing it to answer someone question about if the soul really protected you. Yep. Have you ever heard a question like that? Can the soul protect you? Because to me, if someone asks me the question, I will ask another question. If someone asks me, can the soul protect you? Then my question will be like, who are you for the soul to be protect you? You're the one that is being protected by the soul. Who are you? Because what I know is that you are the soul. And why do you need to be protected? If you think you're not a soul, then who are you? Okay, so in this video, I wanted to share what happens when we need protection. How long do we need protection, and when do we really don't need a protection? When? Because that's the real goal of spirituality. The real goal of spirituality is to seek a protection, heal, and attain the enlightenment. The enlightenment is when you are being enlightened. You are free from the burden of the world. You are free from everything, from all the challenges in life. You do not belong to the world anymore. And that's what Jesus Christ means when he said, I don't belong to the world. When Jesus Christ says he doesn't belong to the world, that doesn't mean that he's not using the mind, he's not using the body. He means that the thing that control the mind and the body do not control him any longer. And that's exactly what you're looking for. You are looking for that goal that you do not need to be controlled by the world anymore. So what happened when we need protection? What happened? When we need a protection, what does it mean to need a protection? When we need a protection, it means that we are in danger. Something is hurting us. Someone very big man, very powerful than you is holding you. So you might have to run away looking for someone to protect you. Oh, some sickness has attacked you. He's handing you down mentally, emotionally. Your physical body got weak because you are feeling pain. So you might need something like a medicine to take, to swallow, to heal that pain in your body, in your mind. When we need a protection is when we feel like, there is an energy somewhere, very dark energy that is going to enter your mind and make you go crazy. It's going to enter your body and it's going to make you sick and die. So you might have to find somebody to give you something that you wear. It might be like this necklace or something to wear in the wrist or something like a ring. I see people that wear ring or even the crystal necklace. People like teachers, spiritual teachers, godly teachers, they wear things that give them power. And that show exactly that they are not free. They're using something to protect them. So they are not really free. They need protection too. So that is the time that we need protection, is when we feel like we are getting hurt by something, but we don't want to get hurt. We need to be protected. We need to survive. Okay, we need to breathe. We need to see. We need to think. You see? So those are the time we need protection. Another time we need protection is when we feel we did something wrong in the dark. Nobody see it, but inside we feel guilty. We feel bad that what we did in the past is going to come after us. So we might need to dodge it by finding someone to give us something to protect us. Something like a curse, something like a karma. It's going to come after me, so I might need to dodge it by getting a protection. So I might find somebody that is powerful, that is going to protect me, not to get hurt. Or when we know there is something wrong in our family, someone in our lineage did something wrong, and this is the reason we are suffering, but we don't really know exactly what did that person do. Now we are cursed. We have a curse. How can we get out from it? We need protection. That is when we go out there looking for a protection. So those are the times that we need a protection. But do you really want to live your life under protection, or do you want to get out from it and be free, not protected anymore? Do you want to stay being protected, or are you only looking for a protection? If you are only looking for a protection, you are still in a big problem, because what is going to happen is that you will always keep thinking that maybe you need to add something. You feel like you're not protected, you have to add something and to look strong, look better. So we don't want to live that life. We want to be free, completely free. So how do we do it? Yes, the goal of the spiritual journey is to leave the world of feeling hurt and come to the world of protection. And also, you have to leave that place of protection and go to a place of freedom when you don't need protection. And that is where finally you come home. You become a soul. Okay? But all this time, when you need a protection, when you feel hurt and you need protection, you were the soul. But why were you a soul and you need a protection? You know that you are powerful. You are peaceful. You are the light. You are not limited to anything. Why would you need a protection that time? Why? You might ask question. Okay. The reason you were a soul and you needed protection was because you did something. And what you did is that you shifted from the real nature, which is you. You shifted from the nature which is you and you enter the other world. What is that world? That is what we call the world, the third dimension. So from the time you are conceived, you went in your mother womb, you are in the third dimension. You are still powerful. And that is why when you were in your mom tummy, you don't have to worry. You don't have to think about anything. Because you did not have to worry. You were still in your true nature. And that was the third dimension, that is room 2. Living your nature, it means being not, you are not in your nature as the energy. You are not in your nature as the spirit. You are not in your nature as a God. You left that nature and you came to the other nature, which is the mind. And that is when you were transferred to the body, the baby body. So you're still okay. You were still powerful. Your light was still shining. You're still aware of everything. But when you come out from your mother tummy, you enter another world. Now you come to room D. You left room A, you come to room B, which is the mother tummy, and you come to room D. And this is another world, which is the world. When you come to the world, you are born to the third world, which is the outside. And this is why you see the baby looking like this. In the second day or in the first day, they still don't know where they are. Because they're still in the golden nature. They're still, they're dizzy. They don't really know what is going on. Okay. And when they grow and grow and grow, everything changed. They left the nature. They even left their golden nature. They even left the inner nature, which is the mentally world, the spiritual world. They left the inside. They left everything. And now the focus is always outside. When the focus will become always outside, that is when we get in trouble. We are arguing with other people, and then we grow in hatred, we grow in sadness, we are fighting, we are getting sick, we're going through a lot, and from there, we lost the inside. The inside is like it close and lock, until we find the key again to open that door, to go back inside. So now we are outside and we lost the inside. The inside is feel like it's not even there, because we don't even know where do we really come from. It's like somebody have taken the drug or alcohol and become drunk, and they lost their memory, or something happened to you and you lost the memory. Until the memory come back, well, you will never know where you are and who you are now. Okay, so when we come to this worldly, our third world, we get pain, and now we want to be protected. And so when we want to be protected, that when we look for protection, things like what I have already described in this video before. Okay, so when we go through protection, if we want to stay there, we want to stay there because nobody tell us that we don't need to stay there. We need to get out from it. Okay, so the real time when you don't really need protection is when you realize that who you are really now is not real you, and the real you don't need protection. Who is the real you? The real you is the soul, and is the consciousness. You need to go back to that consciousness. So you have to withdraw from the wall here, go back inside from where you are, from where you were when you were a baby. Okay, so when we get back inside us, going back to the mentally world, to the to the mental world, to the mental zone, when we hear the voices, we are given the vision of what would happen in the future. We are given the information about the life in the past, the thing we forget already. That is the internal. It's not the spiritual nature. Okay, it's the place of the mind. Okay, it's the place of Hamun. So we went back inside there, and you know that many of us, when we go back inside there, we get stuck there because it feels like we are in the spiritual world. When we get back, because when we get to that world and we meet our ancestors, we meet with other powerful people who have lived here and then they left. We go there, and when we are given so much power that we will do powerful things outside here. We heal people. We do a lot of things. From there, many of us, we forget to even go further, because the real liberation, the real freedom is to go further, to leave behind the world where we see the future and the past and the present. We also have to leave that we also have to leave that zone, the third dimension. When we leave that zone, the third dimension, we come to the complete consciousness. And that complete consciousness does not mean that the soul has to come from here, which is mean God, and you have to come from here and become together. No, it's about reversing the consciousness. For example, reversing the world means healing from sickness, healing from the negative energies, from the depression, from anxiety, from jealousy, from all the negative energies. When you heal from the negative energies, you went back from inside, because now you become powerful. Okay, you do not live in the world anymore when you have to behave like a worldly person. Okay, your attitude will change, your attitude, your behavior, your way of life will change, your lifestyle will change, everything will change about you, because now you're not in the world anymore. So inside there, when you do a lot of powerful things, you need to overcome, you need to go beyond that place also and become the peace you. Become you. So when you went inside there, when you do a lot of powerful things, you have peace also. You have peace. You have peace that not the worldly peace. It's the spiritual peace that you will always feel powerful, feel peaceful, feel joyful, feel lovable. Abundance is coming to you. You become rich. Okay. But you still have to go beyond that. Going beyond that is to go to the state of who you were before you were in the body. Before you were in the body, you were a God. Okay? The soul, when we say the soul, when we refer to the soul, we refer to a consciousness. A consciousness when the God, when the spirit enter the body, the baby body, then it becomes a soul, because the soul has become another consciousness, and it's the same conscious of God. It's the same spirit that is in another conscious of soul in order to stay in the body. Okay, so the conscious of the soul, which is the world of the third dimension, you might have to go beyond that and become the energy. Okay, the true you. And that true you is God itself. And the God itself is the oneness. Okay, it had nothing to do with the world anymore. Somebody who reached that consciousness does not get jealous. They don't fear anything. They don't encounter any problem, because the true self, God, when you reach that consciousness, all the creation, they will worship you. The water will worship you, the sky will worship you, the air will worship you, the Mother Earth will worship you. Because you were the one who created them. Okay? So what I really want you to understand here is that the true freedom is to reverse the consciousness, going back to your mother womb and be born again. Being born again is by living, shifting the consciousness. Shifting from the worldly consciousness to the inner consciousness when you're a baby, when you don't have to worry about anything because you are God. And from that consciousness, you have to shift again to the real you before you even enter the body. And that is when you become a born again. Being born again is that you reach the conscious that was really absent. It was really not there. You don't feel it. You don't even know. You can't even remember it. And that is when you become aware of everything around you. Whatever is happening in America, you will know because you are there. You are everywhere. Okay, you are in the water, you are in the sky, you are under the wall, everywhere. You are there. Okay, so you don't have to call somebody to ask them about something because you know already. And that place can only be reached by pure people. The first person who reached it was Jesus Christ. The first person who reached it was Asa from ancient Kemet. And then second person who reached it was Jesus Christ. And in our day, there are people out there that you don't know, but they are. There are people who have reached that consciousness, the stable, the soul. So when you reach that consciousness, you don't need protection anymore. You only need protection when you have no idea about that consciousness. You only need protection when you don't know that you have to get out from protection because no one teach you. But now I teach you about it and now you know. But it's okay to start with protection. I started with protection. In my spiritual journey, I started doing things that make me feel protected, make me that protect me mentally, emotionally. Okay, and then now I do not need protection anymore. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumb, share it with friends, and if you have any question about the spiritual awakening, those activities, deep breathing activities you do to reach your goal, you can leave your comment here. Or if there's anything you know about protection, whether we have to stay in the world of protection when we just have to look for protection and we don't want to get out from it, you can share your comment. Otherwise, thank you very much for watching this video. Until we meet again in another video, enjoy, have peace, and be well. Peace.